Okay, explanation of product rule. So here, this is related to question 8 of one of the differential equation worksheets. So here you got x plus 1 multiplied by e power negative 2x. It's a product, right? So let's recall how do we, what's the rule for differentiating a product. So let's say you got in general f of x times g of x. The rule would be take one, multiply, differentiate the other, f single prime, plus take the other, multiply by derivative of the first. Okay, of course you can swap their position around. So quick example, let's say you got d by dx of, let's say a simple one, x plus 1 power 3 times square root of x minus 1. How to differentiate? Take the first guy, which is x plus 1 cubed, multiply it by derivative of square root x minus 1. Square root x minus 1 is nothing but x minus 1 to the power of half. So you just bring down the old power, copy down the base, minus 1 to get the new, so it's negative half. Then let's say I change it to make your life more difficult and I introduce an extra 3 in front, or another number, I don't know, 5, to make it different from this 3. Okay, if it's a 5, then what will I do? I will copy down the same base 5x minus 1. The procedure still remains the same, bring down the half, then minus 1 to get the new power. But this time there's a 5, so you need to multiply by 5 because of chain rule. Okay, this front part here is the first 2 terms in product rule. This guy here, maybe this guy here is the derivative of the square root 5x minus 1, which requires chain rule. Okay, so chain rule is like implied when you're finding out what's g prime x, finding out what's f prime x. Okay, that's the first term. Then plus, take the other guy, square root 5x minus 1 times the derivative of the first guy. So 3 times x plus 1 to the power of 3 minus 1. 2. Differentiate the inside, x plus 1, which is 1 plus 0. Differentiate x, you get 1. Differentiate 1, you get a 0. Okay, so 1 plus 0, which is being multiplied. So if you multiply by 1 plus 0, well, it's just multiplying by 1. You can essentially get rid of it. So now, yeah, that's all. Then the rest is just cleaning up and simplifying. I don't want to do that for now. Let's focus on the... Should I do it? Okay, you know what? Never mind. I will just do it. So let's clean up this. Clean this up. So I see half and a 5, so I'll get 5 over 2. I can multiply them together. I mean, rearrange it a little bit. So I get x plus 1 power 3 times 5x minus 1 power negative half. Multiply by all the others, square root 5x minus 1 times 3 times x plus 1 squared. And don't forget a plus sign in between. Plus sign in between. Notice that there's a negative half power. So here is a positive half power. Right? Positive half. So I can factor out a 5x minus 1 to the power of negative half. What am I left with? 5 over 2 times x plus 1 power 3 plus 3 times of, if I take away a negative half, that's the same as subtracting negative half. Subtracting negative half is the same as plus half. So if I plus half to the half, I will get 1 whole, which is 5x minus 1 to the power of 1. Anything to the power of 1 is just anything itself, so I can essentially get rid of that 1. Multiplied by x plus 1 squared. But negative power, you can bring it down, so it becomes a positive power. And that means it's this 5x minus 1 to the power of positive half after I bring it down. So I can clean up a bit more. It will become... duplicate this, bring it down, change this into a plus sign, draw a line. There we go. This is the derivative. Of course, plus half, if you remember your exponent rules, it's just the same as a square root. Alright, and you can simplify a bit more, but I'm not going to continue. So yeah, that's product rule for this example. Let's move to the actual question. So x plus 1 times e to the power of negative 2x. The result will be this guy on the right. This guy on the right. How? Let's check. D by dx of x plus 1 multiplied by e power negative 2x. This is your first factor, this is your second factor. First, second. So we're gonna follow the rule. What is the rule saying? Take the first guy, differentiate the other, plus take the other, differentiate the first guy. So we're just gonna follow that. So maybe I copy down the rule somewhere over here, so that you have a reference. And then I continue. Okay, so take the first guy, then differentiate the second guy. So differentiate e power negative 2x. Differentiating e power whatever is just the same, copy and paste. Special rule about exponents. But because of this part here is a negative 2x, you need to use chain rule, so you need to multiply by a negative 2. After differentiating the negative 2x, you get negative 2. But a nicer way to rewrite it would be to just put the negative 2 in front. And then you put a pair of brackets. Okay? Plus, take the other, differentiate 1. This is take 1. This is differentiate other. Then now you take the other guy. What's the other guy? It must be e power negative 2x times, or if you want, you can put bracket, differentiate the first guy. Differentiate number 1. What's number 1? It's referring to x plus 1. So differentiate x plus 1, term by term. Differentiate x, you get 1. Differentiate 1, you get 0. 1 plus 0, just a 1. Then it's multiplying by 1. Multiplying by 1 is the same as rewriting it like this. Times 1. If you times 1, nothing happens. You're just left with e power negative 2x. Which means that this will be just this. Okay, good. Then we can combine or factor out common factors. I see a e power negative 2x multiplied to the rest, and a e power negative 2x multiplied to an invisible 1. So I can factor out e power negative 2x. I'm left with x plus 1 times negative 2 plus 1. Okay, then I can continue. E power negative 2x multiplied by, distribute the negative 2, you get negative 2x minus 2 plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1, what is that? Negative 1. So minus 2x minus 1, square bracket around it, e power negative 2x. Okay, if you want, you can even factor out a negative sign. So negative sign in front, then e power negative 2x times positive 2x positive 1. Oh, don't need to write the positive in front of the 2. That's it.